Independence, Ohio. Cleveland Cavaliers head coach Tyronn Lue announced Dwyane Wade as his starting shooting guard on Monday afternoon, and two players Kevin Love and Derrick made the switch possible. It starts with Love, who was named the starting center prior to the team's annual scrimmage last Monday, replacing non-shooter Tristan Thompson. Had Thompson stayed as center, the Cavs would have had three players, Thompson, Wade and Rose, in the group that combined to make 58 three-pointers during the 201,617 season, none of which shot better than 31% from a long range. In an era of pace and space, on a team that leans heavily on three-pointers, that would have been a shock to the offensive system. And the Cavs' lethal offense would have lost an important dimension. In that scenario, J.R. Smith's outside shooting prowess would have been a necessity to keep defenses honest and keep the court from getting overly crowded. But Love's versatility and the spacing he brings changes that. It also helps that Jay Crowder, starting at power forward this season, shot nearly 40% from beyond the arc and has the ability to cause his own matchup problems. As for Love, he pulls bigger defenders away from the basket, creating driving lanes that someone will need to capitalize on. Enter Wade. In Chicago last season, he averaged 6.2 drives, tallying 4.7 points per game on those chances. The added spacing with Love and Crowder hovering around the perimeter will allow Wade to work in the post as well, ranking second among all guards in post-up scoring last season. It may not go as planned. Lue said he wants to see how it works. There are defensive issues that could arise. Thompson was Cleveland's lone rim protector, and James said Monday he's not going to be the one to replace that. Swapping Thompson for Love is a defensive downgrade. Removing Smith, considered the Cavs' best perimeter defender, puts a lot of pressure on Wade, who hasn't had that responsibility for a few years. From an offensive standpoint, a starting backcourt with Rose and Wade will certainly raise eyebrows. Remember last season when Chicago began with limited outside shooters Rajon Rondo and Wade, and the three-point woes that stemmed from that decision? The hope is there is enough shooting with James, Crowder and Love to offset those potential complications. They'll be fine, Lue said. They're both good cutters off the ball, good slashers. Both can get to the paint. They'll be good together. Just got to wait and see how they feel, but I'm excited about it. The dominoes started to fall for this recently, but it seemed Lue always wanted to go this direction. It's not easy to tell a 12-time NBA All-Star, Finals MVP and 3-time NBA champion to come off the bench, especially after taking a significant pay cut to sign. Wade has started in all but 11 games of his 14-year Hall of Fame career. Plus, Lue clearly wanted to maximize the Wade-James groups. After all, during 4 years together in Miami, the duo formed one of the league's most devastating partnerships. Their off-court chemistry carries over to the floor, and Wade benefits greatly from the attention James gets. It could be what he needs to regain his old form. But before Lue could make this lineup call, he needed to find someone to anchor the second unit. Early in training camp, that was Wade's role, running the revamped bench group alongside Iman Shumpert, Kyle Korver, Jeff Green and Thompson. It seemed his playmaking, basketball IQ and experience were ideally suited for the backup point guard job. If not Wade, then who? Shumpert. While he was one option, the Cavs have repeatedly said he's at his best when not asked to do much. Jose Calderon. He's been getting positive reviews in practice, but has been the team's least effective player in preseason, being outscored by more than 13 points with him on the floor. James. The Cavs hardly want to place that burden on him this early. On Friday, Lue tried something different, going with Rose at the start of the second quarter. Really good, Lue said. I think having him on the second unit, along with the first unit, him and Braun can always push the pace because we want to play with pace, play fast. And then we want to get Rose back with that second unit. We can push, and we've got JR and Kyle running the lanes, and you have Jeff Green filling the lanes, and Rose can go to the basket. So, he's going to be able to find guys, and we're going to have a lot of space on the floor for him, but we can still play with pace. This way, Lue won't be asking 35-year-old Wade to push the ball constantly, getting the team out in transition. That role might be led to early wear and tear. Lue's thinking reflects what he did at times last season when he had Irving start the game and then come out around the 4-minute mark of the first quarter so he could be fresh to start the second. When it wasn't Irving in that role, Lue used James the same, bringing him out to get a brief breather near the end of the first before having him start the second quarter with a dangerous all-shooters lineup. Lue said he always had a plan for Wade. This was it. Starting shooting guard. The Cavs enter the season with 3 newbies. They will have another decision to make when Isaiah Thomas returns from his hip injury. But that's still a few months away. In the meantime, Wade is back in a familiar spot, starting for a title contender, a move that started to unfold 1 week ago when Love moved to center.